Welcome back to our immersive story review channel. Today we are going to explore a profound and inspiring adventure and self-discovery fiction named The Forgotten Valley of Wild Dreams. This story abandons bloody conflicts, manipulative schemes, and exaggerated supernatural settings, focusing on human courage, lost self-belief, intergenerational understanding, and the redemption brought by returning to nature. Every ancient forest path, clear mountain stream, and rare wild creature hides precious life wisdom and sealed old memories. We will fully unfold the complete story timeline, analyze the dramatic inner transformation of the leading character, dig out subtle foreshadowing arranged by the author, and interpret the deep spiritual connotation contained in the whole narrative, without cutting any touching plots and crucial turning points. The central protagonist of this nature-themed story is Kale Voss, a 34-year-old senior project manager who struggles in the high-pressure commercial workplace. He has outstanding working capability, sharp business judgment, and steady execution ability, always completing difficult corporate tasks efficiently and winning consistent recognition from superiors and partners. In the competitive business circle, Kale maintains rigorous, rational, and decisive personal style, pursuing maximum benefits and perfect results in every project negotiation and team management. From the external perspective, he owns enviable career achievements, generous income, and decent social status, living a successful life that countless urban people yearn for. However, under the glamorous surface, Kale has long fallen into serious spiritual emptiness and mental exhaustion. Years of intrigue in business competition, endless overtime work and frequent interpersonal communication make him gradually lose his original enthusiasm and simple hobbies. He becomes anxious and utilitarian, regards all things in life with interest measurement, rarely feels sincere joy, and even drifts apart from his closest family members due to long-term neglect. Cale used to be a lively and free-spirited boy who loved wandering in mountains and forests when he was young. He spent his entire childhood and adolescence accompanying his grandfather in a remote mountain village, exploring dense woods, observing wild plants and small animals, and listening to grandfather telling ancient legends and natural truths of the mountains. At that time, he was full of curiosity about the world, bold imagination, and fearless courage, holding countless pure dreams about life and nature. After growing up, driven by the desire for success and material life, Cale resolutely left the quiet mountain village and stepped into the complicated, bustling city. He buried his love for mountains and forests deep in his heart, abandoned childish dreams, and ran desperately along the preset successful track. As time passes, the vivid youthful memories gradually fade away, and the simple and sincere self in childhood is almost completely submerged by secular trivialities and workplace pressure. The balanced but weary daily state is thoroughly broken by a sudden bad news. His elderly grandfather, who accompanied him through childhood, suffers from serious physical illness and is hospitalized for treatment. Before falling ill, the old man left a last wish, hoping Cale can return to the mountain village, walk into the hidden remote valley that they once explored together, and retrieve an old wooden box hidden in the deepest part of the valley. Faced with his grandfather's earnest wish and his own lingering nostalgia for hometown, Cale puts down heavy work affairs temporarily and drives back to the mountain village that he has not returned to for more than 15 years. The moment he steps on the familiar mountain land, the fresh air mixed with grass and wood fragrance blows over his face, and the overlapping green mountains and flowing clear water instantly stir up a large number of dusty memories in his mind. The mountain village has experienced subtle changes with the passage of time, but the quiet and simple folk style and magnificent natural scenery remain the same as his impression. After taking care of his grandfather in hospital, Cale carries simple hiking supplies and embarks on the road heading for the Forgotten Valley alone, following the vague route remembered in his childhood memory. The road leading to the valley is rugged and steep, covered with dense shrubs and towering ancient trees. Away from the noisy electronic equipment and busy crowd, Cale slowly walks deep into the forest. In the process of trekking, he gradually breaks away from the tense and impetuous working state and starts to carefully perceive the unique charm of nature that he has neglected for many years. He watches colorful birds shuttle through branches, listens to the gurgling sound of mountain streams flowing among stones, and feels the soft sunshine filtering through leaf gaps. During the long journey in the wild forest, Cale also encounters many unexpected small difficulties and strange wild creatures. He once lost his way in the dense woods, was caught in sudden light rain in the mountains, and met timid and lovely forest animals. In the process of overcoming difficulties alone, he regains the calm judgment and fearless courage he owned in his childhood, and no longer relies on rapid urban tools and external assistance to solve all problems. While searching for the hidden wooden box, Cale accidentally discovers many traces left by his grandfather in the valley. Old rest-stone benches, hand-carved mark signs, and abandoned simple camping utensils all record the time that the old man stayed and explored here. Along the clues left by these traces, he gradually understands the deep meaning hidden behind grandfather's special request. Finally, at the end of the valley surrounded by strange rock formations, Cale finds the sealed wooden box covered with fallen leaves and soil. After opening the box, a wealth of old items appear in front of him. Hand-drawn mountain terrain sketches made by himself in childhood, dried wildflower specimens collected in early years, handwritten dream diaries, as well as letters and growth records written down by grandfather watching him grow up. Flipping through these old things full of time traces, Cale immerses himself in the memories of his youth. He sees his innocent and fearless appearance when he was a child, recalls the bold dreams he once insisted on, and realizes how much he has changed after stepping into the adult world. He used to yearn for freedom, beauty, and interesting life, but now he is trapped by material gains and losses, losing his direction and original intention. A hidden letter written by grandfather unveils more profound expectations. The old man never opposed Cale leaving the mountains to pursue urban development. He only worried that his grandson would be swallowed by utilitarian desires in the competitive society, forget his original personality and dreams, and live a tired and hollow life. The purpose of letting Cale return to the valley is not just to take back old objects, but to hope he can find his lost self in the familiar natural environment. Staying quietly in the peaceful valley for several days, Cale completely calms his anxious and restless heart. He walks through every corner he once wandered with his grandfather, reflects on his work and life over the years, and deeply realizes his excessive persistence in trivial gains and losses, as well as his neglect of family affection and inner happiness. Success is not only measured by material wealth and career position, inner satisfaction, and spiritual abundance are also indispensable parts of a wonderful life. After finishing the soul-searching journey in the valley, Cale returns to the mountain village with the wooden box. He sits beside his recovering grandfather and frankly talks about his inner confusion, growth changes, and new understanding of life. The old man listens gently and comforts him with simple natural philosophy, telling him that people can chase worldly progress, but never abandon the most genuine self deep inside. After communicating with his grandfather, Cale returns to the urban workplace with a brand new mental state. He no longer blindly pursues endless performance growth and utilitarian interests. While seriously completing daily work, he learns to balance work and personal life reasonably. He reduces unnecessary social entertainment, takes the initiative to accompany his family members, and makes up for the family time he has missed for many years. He also picks up the hobbies abandoned in his youth again. He uses spare time to draw natural scenery, collects plant specimens, and often drives back to the mountain village to accompany his grandfather and wander in the mountains. The anxiety and tiredness that haunted him for a long time gradually dissipate, and his whole person becomes gentle, peaceful, and energetic once again. In the later stage of the story, Cale also puts his new life perception into career management. He abandons the overly harsh competitive mode, cares more about the physical and mental state of team members, advocates balanced and efficient working concept, and leads the team to create more warm and valuable project achievements. His change also influences the surrounding colleagues, making the rigid working atmosphere full of human temperature. On holidays, Cale will take his family back to the mountain valley, telling his children the stories of his childhood and the truths he learned in nature. The forgotten valley that carries generations of memories continues to witness the inheritance of original heart and growth. Cale thoroughly walks out of the spiritual confusion of middle age, finding the balance between secular pursuit and inner persistence. This novel takes the secluded wild valley as the emotional bond, connecting childhood memories, adult confusion, natural enlightenment, and self-redemption perfectly. It delivers sincere and powerful life cognition to every reader. In the fast-developing modern society, countless people rush forward for fame and fortune, constantly changing themselves to adapt to the secular rules, and gradually lose their original personality and initial dreams. When we feel exhausted and lost, returning to the origin and calming down to examine ourselves can help us retrieve the lost direction. The story also shows the healing power of nature. away from the hustle and bustle of cities, mountains, rivers, plants, and all living creatures can soothe restless emotions and broaden narrow minds. Nature never preaches deliberately, but lets people understand tolerance, persistence, and simplicity in subtle experiences. Besides self-growth, the work also depicts warm intergenerational affection. The elder's expectation is never to bind younger generations' choices, but to hope they can live happily and firmly. The memories and wisdom left by elders are precious wealth, accompanying us through confused stages and moving forward steadily. If you gain spiritual resonance from this story about original heart and natural healing, please like and subscribe to our channel. Share your ideas in comments. Talk about the dreams you once held and the moments you find yourself again. I will continue to launch complete long-form novel interpretation, bringing more touching stories and profound life insights for every story lover. Welcome back to our dedicated novel analysis channel. Today we are going to delve into a mesmerizing story revolving around legacy, hidden talent, lost youthful bonds and second chances in life, titled The Melody Locked Inside Old Strings. This narrative stays clear of intense conflicts, cunning schemes and shocking supernatural twists. It centers on the power of music, the weight of unspoken regret, generational inheritance, and the courage to pick up abandoned passions once again. Every worn instrument, faded music score and lingering tune conceals untold past stories and repressed inner emotions. We will unfold the full story timeline, track each character's mental journey, uncover subtle buried hints and interpret profound thematic meanings, retaining every heartfelt detail and pivotal plot shift without any cuts or simplification. The leading protagonist of this musical tale is Rowan Hale, a 30-year-old financial analyst who leads a rigid and routine-driven life in a crowded metropolitan area. Equipped with sharp logical thinking and rigorous work habits, Rowan handles investment assessment, data analysis, and business consultation tasks steadily each day. He earns stable income and gains steady respect within his professional circle, maintaining a prudent, reserved, and highly disciplined demeanor both at work and in daily social interactions. From the outer perspective, Rowan's life seems stable and well organized without obvious flaws or troubles. Yet beneath this calm and orderly surface lies a long-suppressed inner vacancy and lingering regret. In his teenage years, Rowan possessed extraordinary natural talent for string instrumental music. He devoted nearly all spare time to practicing his beloved instrument, immersed himself in composing original melodies, and dreamed of stepping onto professional stages to share his music with audiences across the world. Music used to be his most loyal spiritual shelter and the most precious youthful pursuit. However, under heavy academic pressure, parents' practical expectations and fierce competition from peers, Rowan gradually gave in to realistic demands. He made a painful choice to put aside his musical dreams completely, focusing all energy on academic studies to secure a promising and stable career future. As years slipped by, the musical passion once burning fiercely in his heart slowly faded away, and he rarely touched musical instruments or listened to melodies that could stir old memories. Rowan's settled daily routine gets completely disrupted when he receives a sudden notice regarding his late maternal grandfather. The elderly man who once guided him into the world of music has passed away peacefully, leaving behind an old countryside cottage and a large collection of musical instruments, handwritten scores, and personal audio recordings. According to the will, Rowan is appointed as the sole heir of all these valuable belongings, and he needs to travel back to the remote hometown cottage to complete inheritance procedures and sort out the elder's lifelong relics. Holding complicated feelings of nostalgia, unease, and subtle sorrow, Rowan temporarily puts aside busy workplace tasks and drives back to the quiet countryside hometown he has not visited for over a decade. The moment he catches sight of the familiar cottage surrounded by green farmland and wild flowers, countless sealed teenage memories surge back vividly. The fresh rural breeze, rustic courtyard layout, and old wooden house instantly bring him back to the carefree days when he learned music alongside his grandfather. After settling into the cottage, Rowan begins to sort out piles of musical relics left behind. He discovers various aged string instruments with polished surfaces worn by long-term use, stacks of hand-copied music scores marked with detailed revision notes, and countless old tapes storing improvisational melodies and daily practice recordings. While tidying up these precious items, he accidentally finds a well-preserved wooden case placed in the innermost storage room, inside which lies the very string instrument that accompanied him through all his youthful practice days. Touching the familiar texture of the instrument, long dormant musical feelings awaken rapidly within Rowan's soul. He gently holds the instrument and tries to pluck the strings. The clear and resonant sound flowing out shakes his heart profoundly. The familiar melody instantly pulls him back to the past, reminding him of his persistent efforts in practice, grand dreams for the future, and helpless compromise he made facing harsh reality. During the process of sorting relics, Rowan also finds a large number of diaries and personal journals written by his grandfather. Reading through these sincere written records, he gradually learns unknown stories hidden behind the elder's life. The grandfather himself was once an outstanding folk musician who loved music deeply all his life. In his youthful era, he also had opportunities to pursue professional musical development, but had to give up his dream due to family survival pressure and accidental life setbacks. He never felt willing to abandon his passion, so he devoted himself to passing down musical skills and comforting souls with melodies in ordinary rural life. He saw remarkable musical talent in young Rowan at first sight, and sincerely hoped his grandson could hold fast to his original love, walk farther on the musical path, and fulfill the unfinished dream that he failed to accomplish in his own lifetime. Besides the grandfather's lifelong persistence and expectation, Rowan also uncovers another touching hidden story from old letters and scattered notes. In high school, he once formed a small amateur music band together with several close friends. They created melodies, practiced ensemble performances, and made joint promises to hold a graduation concert together. Later, due to academic pressure, divergent life choices and silent misunderstanding, the band members gradually drifted apart, and that agreed concert never had a chance to take place. Those former companions also buried their musical hobbies for realistic reasons, going separate ways to strive for different life destinations. Years of separation made everyone lose contact with one another, leaving youthful friendship and shared musical dreams stranded in the past time. Immersed in the old cottage surrounded by musical memories, Rowan gradually calms his impetuous mood from urban life. He spends every quiet day practicing familiar melodies and trying to compose new tunes again. In the flowing music, he releases accumulated workplace pressure, untangles long-held inner regret, and re-recognizes his true inner desire that has been concealed for many years. He realizes that giving up music did not bring him thorough satisfaction and peace, instead leaving an irreplaceable blankness deep in his spirit. As days pass in peaceful recollection and practice, Rowan makes up his mind to retrieve the lost youthful passion. He starts searching for contact information of his former band members, wanting to reconnect with old friends who shared the same dream in adolescence. After rounds of inquiry and searching, he successfully gets in touch with his old companions scattered in different cities. Time changes everyone's appearance, career, and life experience, yet the fond memories of playing music together remain deeply rooted in everyone's heart. Learning Rowan's idea of reuniting the band, all old friends respond positively without hesitation. They set aside busy work schedules and travel back to the countryside hometown one after another, gathering again at the old cottage full of youthful memories. After many years of separation, the group of friends sit together once more, talking about life twists and turns, helpless compromises made in adulthood, as well as the lingering regret for the unfinished graduation concert. All past misunderstanding and estrangement dissipate in sincere conversation. They decide to take this rare reunion as a precious chance, rehearse classic melodies they created together in youth, and hold a special commemorative concert in the rural town. In the following period, these middle-aged friends rehearse earnestly together every day. They adjust their tacit cooperation once again, modify old melody arrangements and integrate life insights accumulated over the years into their performance. The simple rural courtyard turns into a warm practice venue, filled with harmonious musical notes and long-absent laughter. Rowan also regains the joy and self-confidence brought by music that he lost in his early adulthood. The day of the commemorative concert arrives eventually. Local townsfolk, relatives, and neighbors come to watch the performance. Under the open sky surrounded by rural scenery, the reunited band plays familiar melodies sincerely. The flowing tunes carry youthful enthusiasm, years of missing, regretful compromise, and persistent love for music. Every note conveys heartfelt emotions, touching every audience present deeply. After the successful concert, all band members feel unprecedented relief and satisfaction. They finally fulfill the promise made in teenage years, bidding a complete and proper farewell to their youthful dreams. Though life paths differ greatly, the precious friendship and shared passion forged in adolescence will never fade with time. Rowan's inner world undergoes thorough transformation after the series of experiences. He no longer regards steady financial work as the sole meaning of life. He reaches a balanced state between realistic career pursuit and personal hobby persistence. He continues his professional work earnestly, meanwhile insisting on spare time music creation and performance. He also sorts out his grandfather's musical scores and folk melody materials, collates and compiles these precious heritage systematically. He teaches interested local children basic musical skills in his spare time, passing down the elders' lifelong love for music and fine traditional folk melodies. The old strings that once locked beautiful tunes regain vitality, and musical inheritance gets continuous new development. In the final scene of the novel, Rowan sits quietly in the cottage courtyard, playing gentle melodies on his beloved instrument. The notes drift with the wind across the countryside fields. He completely lets go of past regret and self-blame, peacefully accepts life's choices and changes. He understands that abandoned dreams will never truly vanish, and it is never too late to pick up passion and start anew at any stage of life. This novel takes string music and old musical instruments as the core thread, weaving together youthful dreams, realistic compromise, precious friendship, generational inheritance, and self-redemption. It delivers genuine and profound life enlightenment to readers. Most people will leave their beloved hobbies and original dreams behind when stepping into complicated adult life, submitting to trivial reality and survival pressure. As time goes by, hidden regret often quietly grows in the heart. The story tells us that realistic survival and spiritual pursuit are not completely contradictory. We can strive for stable life and meanwhile reserve a corner for personal passion. Years and distance may separate close companions, but sincere feelings and shared memories can always connect scattered hearts again. In addition, the precious heritage left by elders is not merely tangible objects, but also persistent spiritual strength and lifelong love worthy of being passed down from generation to generation. Life is full of countless missed opportunities and helpless choices, yet every experience leaves valuable growth marks. As long as we retain inner love and courage, we can always find proper ways to make up for past regrets and let abandoned dreams bloom with new splendor in later days. If you are moved by this story about music, dreams, and second chances, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Talk about the hobbies and dreams you once put aside, and your understanding of reconciling reality and inner pursuit. I will keep releasing full-length, detailed novel commentaries, exploring more touching stories and timeless life wisdom with all story enthusiasts.